you haven't felt like you represented yourself 100% authentically. And I think people can feel that as well when they consume your work or your art. And that's why people are always trying to like get to know the real you. And I feel like people feel that there is something inauthentic, and they're right.
Wow, welcome back. We're talking with actor, singer, superstar Wayne Brady. That was another look at Wayne Brady, the family remix, including his 21-year-old daughter, Maile, who's going to perform with Wayne. I might have cut that scene out if I were you. I mean, to have your child be so real with you, I'm like, we need to take this off camera and talk about it. You kept it in for a reason. You wanted people to see that.
Because that's our relationship. That's our, and her mother and I have raised her to be an independent thinker. And unlike my generation, where if you spoke back to your mom or father, now don't get me wrong, I'm not letting her, you know.
She can't go too far.
You can't talk out your face at me, but to have an opinion and an opinion born of love, that is. What a blessing for this next generation to be able to say to your parent, hey, this is what I feel about you. That's real, and that makes me feel so good. That makes me feel so good because she also helped to keep me accountable. Because if you were just gonna do a show to do a show, look, the reality is, I don't need to do a reality show. I don't need to do that.
Wayne Brady is booked and busy.
You know, thank you. We don't need to. My family doesn't need to put their business on. But if you're gonna show it all, dirty draws and all.
Whoa.
And maybe not that far. But, so I'm glad that we kept that in. And because Mandie and I, we created the show and produced it, we kept ourselves accountable. Because there are things in that show, especially one episode where I'm like, ooh, that's not a great look for you, Wayne. But I was like, nope, but that's what you did. That's real.
I love that. I love that because I think a part of that, you said something to the effect on your mental health journey that you were eating a shame cake every single day. That word shame hit me so hard because I think we all carry this notion of shame and you have to release it. And being so raw helps you release shame?
Yes, because shame kills.
It does.
Shame kills. Secrets in the dark kill. And luckily, it's not like when I say secrets, it's not like I've got a body in my backyard
Thank
or I've been doing that. You know, no, we don't have anything.
I do a crime show. That would be a whole other thing. No.
Yes, I don't want to be a guest on that show.
I know what you mean, but in your perspective, it was, you know, sexuality. It was a lot of other things, not just one thing.
Yes, it's sexuality, it's mental health, it's things stemming from childhood trauma, which especially our generation and being black, we would laugh at therapy. It's like, therapy's not for me. Therapy's for some rich white dude. We don't need a, you know what? Wrong. Therapy's for everybody who needs to unload something and get it out.
Absolutely.
So talk about all of it.
Tell me the difference between now being the father of a 21-year-old and a 1-year-old with Val Henry.
Energy, naps. He needs nap time, I need nap time. I think I've been given another opportunity. And some parents, which I don't like, will say, oh, well, now I can do it right. Oh, no, I did it right the first time. We did it right the first time. That young lady that you're going to meet is amazing. But I get a second chance to, especially with a little boy, I get to parent this young man in a way that, despite how amazing my grandmother Valerie was, I get to be a man to this young man in a way that I didn't have that in my life. I didn't have my grandfather passed when I was very young, and my dad was off working and doing his thing in the military, so face to face there was only my grandmother and I. So I get to do that for him. I didn't learn to tie a tie until I was 30 years old at the White House. My barber, shout out to Mr. Buck. Mr. Buck, he tied my tie in the White House. I didn't learn to shave until I was 19, backstage doing fences. Shout out to Eric, who was in the show with me. I had black men step up, so now I get to be a man to my little man.